Okay guys, this game is just not what I thought it was going to be. I have only seen a few videos from when it was released and I thought this will not interest me at all. But I've been wrong before and I wanted to give this game a shot, and I am very glad that I did. But the question is it worth your time? The game we're talking about is Returnal. Returnal was released the 30th of April exclusively for the PlayStation 5 and was developed by House Marquee and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The 15th of February, Returnal was released for PC. I will do an introduction of the beginning of the game for people that have not yet experienced the game. For people that don't want it spoiled, skip to this timestamp below. The game begins with Selene, the protagonist, an astronaut, on a mission to explore the planet Atropos. As she travels through space in search for the mysterious white shadow. Disobeying orders from Astra, Selene continues on her mission and approaches the planet. However, as Selene attempts to land on Atropos, her ship is hit by a mysterious energy surge, causing it to crash land on the planet. Selene survives the crash, but is stranded on the hostile and mysterious planet with no way to contact the outside world. And this is where our story begins. The game's graphics are so good looking. Everything from dusty winds, shadows, colors, and enemies is just amazing to look at in this game. Sometimes it's so hard that you totally lose focus, and Returnal is there to remind you that losing focus is not something it will accept. Yeah, that happened a few times, but anyways, I can't say more than I love the way Returnal looks, and I'm so happy that I picked it up. This game really made me feel like I was in a time loop where there was no escape, and the shifting of the different areas upon death made it even stronger. The game has strange creatures and environments, which adds to the game's sense of unease. We also have a dynamic, ever-changing environment with different areas and challenges that the protagonist must face to progress further in the game. We also find different audio logs that seem to be recorded by the protagonist but in a different time loop, which really added a sense of hopelessness and made you think, is this ever going to end? Has it ever ended, or did it even start?
To see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
How many did we win?
1.
I love the way they set the atmosphere in this game, and it really puts you on your toes when you play. And the audio, Jesus Christ. When in the fight, the music will shift to this fast-paced, hard-bumping soundtrack that fits the projectile sounds that come from enemies shooting at you. This game makes you feel panicked and stressed, in a good way. I mean, when have stress ever been bad?
An air duct!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
The audio in this game really hits the spot when it comes to making you feel panicked. I just gotta say that Jane Perry is doing a great job when it comes to voice acting Selene Vassos. Every scream and dialogue feels legit, and it really feels like Jane enjoyed what she was doing. Selene herself is an interesting protagonist, but I think that is mainly due to you not knowing anything about her yet, which makes her a little mysterious. I can't deny that I was very intrigued on finding out more about her. Overall, the protagonist is well made. I have never felt so lost when I started this game, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but there was so much information at the start, and for some reason my brain can't handle too many things at once. First, we crash on this planet that we know nothing about. We find a body that has the same name as us. Then we stroll on like nothing happened, and bam, all of a sudden we're in a fast-paced gunfight against who knows what. And there are beams and weird-looking balls that glow in blue color flying around, and blue creatures that look like dogs with tentacles attacking us. And then I knew that it was time to do what I do best. I panicked and started mashing all my keys in a very unsuccessful way, and eventually I died. Then I found out that we respawn at our ship, and I thought to myself, I'm going to see this ship a lot. Not only that, the world changes after every death. After a few deaths, I prepared myself for my 20th run, and my new best friend was going to be patience and to not panic at the first sight of enemies. This game was so stressful, but at the same time, it is so addictive and well made. And the movement in this game, my god, it feels so satisfying how fast you glide through the world, leaping and dashing. Just feels so smooth and well done, and I just adored the movement flow. It was so enjoyable that I totally forgot to just take a second and check the environment of the world with all its colors. I don't mean roses, rainbows, and butterflies when I say colors. There are a variety of enemies in this game, and all of them have some glowing, colorful projectile that is very beautiful to look at, but the game will remind you the hard way that you are not there to stare at the colors. The combat is a fast-paced, immersive, and heart-pounding stress fest with a variety of different enemies with different attack patterns of their own. I hope you are a fast learner, since this game is brutal and will show you no mercy. Lose focus and it's back to the ship and do it all over again. It can feel unforgivable, but you will learn your enemy's attacks and get through the game at some point. After a few deaths. As I said before, when you respawn, the rooms in your previous runs are now changed, so no run is the same, and if I understand it from my gameplay of Returnal, the enemies are totally random, and the same goes for the loot. And I love this unpredictability. Sure, I got pissed a few times, but let's be honest, most of the deaths that happens in this game is probably that you lost focus. So this game has a variety of different guns, tools, and expendable items for you to use on your enemies, and I gotta say, this game throws a lot of stuff at you in the start. You might have to stop and read a little to understand what everything does. Not like that. Okay, you're one of those that don't like to read. I get it. Luckily, the game has videos that you can watch where they show what to do with the different objects in the game. Yeah, you have to read a little bit. What do you want me to do? Also, guns can unlock different traits, but they only unlock the possibility of finding weapons of the same type with that specific trait unlocked. Not only that, proficiency in this game is like leveling up Selene. You always start with 0 proficiency, and to level that up you have to kill enemies. The higher levels Selene are, the better chances you have of finding weapons with high stats and tiers, which we will get into in a bit. So if you have a very low level, you should probably not open chests until you get a higher proficiency level. Once you have better proficiency, you can come back and have a higher chance of finding stronger weapons with higher level traits. As you kill enemies each loop, proficiency builds similar to experience. Proficiency can also be earned through other sources like consumables. I hope I'm getting this right. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. There are 3 levels of intensity, 1, 2, and 3. Easy enough. So all weapons have different traits that can be unlocked by using the gun in combat. So let's say you unlock Leech Round level 3, then that means that every gun that has Leech Round level 3 will be active for you to use, but it all depends on your proficiency. If you die and respawn, your chances of finding a gun with Leech Rounds level 3 trait is very rare, but not impossible. The higher proficiency level you have, the higher chance you have of finding guns with higher level traits. To put it lightly, it's a game of chance that rises your chances if you have a high proficiency level. Proficiency. Oh fuck me, jeez, I can't say it. Proficiency. Proficiency. When I started playing, it was kind of confusing to understand all this, and I still feel that I don't fully grasp the whole weapon traits mechanics. Did this game work as a charm? Well, it did most of the time, but I did have 8 hard crashes during my playthrough, and even if the save system is great and almost put me right back on the spot, it still wasn't very awesome when in the middle of a difficult fight where you were doing great, just had to be done all over because of the crash, and also the game sometimes just decided to not register my mouse movement. I couldn't even quit the game. I had to Control Alt Tab out of the game and then close it down. This didn't happen very often, but it still happened enough for me to feel a little done with the game, which is very unfortunate. There are probably more things that I could bring up, but I feel that I have rambled along for too long. The final verdict for Returnal is a 9 out of 10 with no doubt. There is very little that I can say is negative in this game. I love the graphics, the story, colors, and the gameplay, and it was just a joy going through this game. And the reason for not giving this game a 10 out of 10 is because of the crashes and the game not registering my mouse at some points. Is this game worth your time and money? It sure is, with no doubt in my mind. This game will give you so many hours of gameplay, and it definitely has replayability. Not only that, the fans of this game are so helpful. If you get stuck and need help, or if you just want to understand the depths of traits and proficiency, go to Reddit and ask. People will come and guide you, and if not, there is tons of information on Reddit already that will help you understand. Well, here we are again, guys. Another game to check off the list. What did you think of Returnal, and what did you like, dislike in the game? I would really like to know. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe. It would really help me out. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a great day, night, evening, whatever time it is at your place, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!